Good morning. It's Erica of AriBo Arts, and this is Battmaking with AriBo Arts. I'm feeling a little purple today, though not for the bat. Sometimes I dress to match the bat, but that's not happening this morning. I have my purples on, but I also have my purple knitting needle earrings in. Those are so much fun. Got those when I was at the DFW Fiber Festival. So today I've named 80s remix tape. So I've named this bat already because I looked at the colors and I said, I wore outfits like that in the 80s. And I listened to remix tapes on cassettes, of course. So we have this Romney, nice blue. I had a jumpsuit in this color, to which I would often put pink accessories. There's some pink, bright pink bio nylon. We've got black, because black is always a great color. That's bamboo. And then we're going to add in some silk noil. And that's the plan. So it's going to be a bright, sort of primary, cheerful bat, because it's, everybody's socked in with snow, and my town did not do a great job on clearing stuff on Sunday and Monday. And so, there's bad slushy bits, there's frozen bits, and since I spent the weekend out in Dubuque, where they did a lovely job, everything was very clear, and they had just as much snow. So I'm a little grumpy from that. But also, I woke up and it was 32 degrees, and it is now falling. 32 will be the high today. It's supposed to be -9 tonight. And I'm not ready. I'm just mentally not ready for that yet. Okay, so let me get you tipped over to Sebastian, who we are using today. Hopefully that will stay. There we go. Okay. Oh, and then I've got some Earl Grey over here on my second mug this morning. Today after this, I will be mailing out things from Friday's waffle sale. I need to run to the library, fill out an application for a show, and it was one of these sort of fillable PDF things, which my old computer at home doesn't really let me do, so I went to the library, and then when I got to the signature block, it was the type of thing, they wouldn't let you type anything. You had to, go to one of these outside things and create a signature and plug it in, and I did that, and then when I saved the document, it didn't save it, and I didn't realize it, so I submitted the application, and they're like, there's no signature, and I'm like, so I think I'm actually going to have to, go back to the library, print it out, physically sign it, and scan it back up. Also, because I can't scan here, I'm just going to do everything at the library. So, got to do that stuff today. I was going to go down to the dye lab, because I've got some commissions for some garments, and I've been waiting for them to first be back in stock and then arrive. And they finally did. So I was going to go down today and start that, and then also work on the rug. I have a rug I started in November on one of my guild. My guild has 2 rug looms that are sort of communal use, and there's a common warp, and you bring your own weft. And I'd started one. I got just past the halfway point, and then I hit the deer, and so I was without a vehicle for several weeks. Got the van back last Wednesday. I do like that plaque in that part. And then, of course, I've been away, so this will be my first chance to go back down, but I'll do it tomorrow. Why not procrastinate until tomorrow, right? Oh my God, look at that hot pink. This is called Neon. And it is, I don't know if anybody's going to like it, but it's giving me flashbacks to the 80s. I'll just put that all on there. Okay, and then we're going to do, don't need all of this. So silk noil, it's a waste product of creating silk products. So noil stands for not over 1 inch in length. Now, because it's sort of silk, it's all like, I put hand cream on my hands beforehand because it's winter, my hands dry. And I'm still going to catch bits of this on my hands. So this is just something that you paint on. And so people have different feelings about Noil. I like it. I've had some spinners who, particularly older spinners, who say that they find that the Noil hurts their fingers, which I'm not sure how that happens, but I guess if you're particularly sensitive, because this is very silk, but it is a bit like it's textured, and of course I'm a huge fan of texture. So tuck back in there and keep on building the bat after we have some more tea. My silk Noil just decided to fall over. I was supposed to actually teach at my guild on Sunday, but we forgot to get the course listed in the newsletter, and I haven't advertised it. So far no one's signed up, and so I think I'm just going to move it to January. I'm still sort of in that post-show slump, because I was doing a lot of shows in a row. I mean, I canceled one because of the accident with the deer, but... and I'm feeling like I just want to relax. That's also what I'm going to do. Oh, and I should let you know, coming up, I think it's this weekend. I can't remember what day I signed up for. As you know, here in Wafa, it's Season of Giving, which is the daily giveaways. And I'm signed up, I think, for this weekend, which means next Wednesday... I will be making the custom bat for whoever wins that day. I think part of the reason, like I said, originally I was going to go down and do the dyeing, but I have to load up so much stuff to go do dyeing that I sort of talked myself out of it. Mainly because, particularly with the snow, it's not always cleared with thoughts towards pedestrian, which is how I usually think of myself. But also having to get everything out of the basement and get it back in the van. And if I don't move the van early in the morning, I can't get a parking place close by where everything is. So I think what I've decided is to probably around noon, before it gets any colder, I'll go down the basement and pull out all the things I need for dyeing and bring them up to the condo. And then tomorrow morning I can get up early and then just park right in front of the condo and shift everything in, instead of having to carry stuff across the street, across the parking lot. Also, because the parking lot where I park, they did a terrible, it's very clear that people drove on it. So I guess some of it also, the driving on it was the snowplow people. And so there's snow, but then huge patches of ice. I get scared every time I have to walk across it. And walking across it with your arms full of, dye chemicals and bags, and I just don't want to go down. So I'm going to bring everything up, put it in my foyer, and then just load it tomorrow. And actually, the dyeing shouldn't take me all that long. I think I have less than one load. When I dye, I tend to do by washing machine loads. Got a bunch of harem pants. That's what has been holding up this whole order. Is they kept running out of harem pants. I'd order them, and by the time they got around to processing the order, they would have sold out again. And so I'm like, I want my harem pants. Because I had several people with that, and if I don't want to dye just 3 things at once, because it's a lot of setup and prep. I'll do that if I have no other orders, but I do have a bunch of orders, so as I told you, it's going to take a while. I'm not going to use all this on this layer. That big chunk. So if you do have questions or comments, please put them in there. I won't be able to see them until afterwards. If you're watching this later on YouTube, also feel free to comment. I usually get a notification, though I did notice when I uploaded a demo on Monday, there was a comment from last week that usually I get an email sort of saying, you have a comment on YouTube, but that one didn't get notified of. I did not get notified of. It's a bit of a clump there, so you can also use something like a knitting needle or something to pull up a bit. Redistribute it. Oops, okay, that was a big clump. So actually, it sort of spread itself out. But you can always, once again, grab up some of it, like that. Press it back in. But the other reason I don't want to go dye today, which I didn't think about this morning when I was making my list, is one of my goals for the early part of this month is to organize this whole space that I'm in here, because it has gotten quite out of, it's sort of like things just get put down and piled on top of each other. And since I'll have to be doing inventory at the end of the month, I need to like reorganize stuff and go through and consolidate, because I know I've got several of these larger tubs that are like half full, and so I need to go through all that. And I should probably put my album up. I still have not. I've been putting stuff up on my page, so I still have some bats and some bags left. So my hand-dyed bag were one of the items I had in my sale. So I should put those up today as well. I can't vacuum until this evening or early morning. There's a business down below me. I loved it when it was the boutique because they didn't open till 10 in the morning and they closed at 5. The current place below me, it's I have no idea what to call it. I should figure it out. They do, it's called Essence. I mean, they do all sorts of like skincare and facials, but there's like all these sort of, you're probably Botox and dermatology things, and but they open at like 8 in the morning. I mean, sometimes the staff's in there at 7, but like staff I don't care about, it's the customers, right? And they're often open till 8 p.m., which doesn't leave me an awful lot of time for things like running the vacuum or the washing machine. Those are the two loud things that I try not to do during business hours, but I may just have to. I mean, I can hear them with their vacuum, but I don't know. Also, because I just find it better to clean during daylight hours when I can actually see better. And daylight hours are so few these days. I love silk oil. At some point when I will get around to dyeing some. I've got a giant bag. And silk is one of these great things where you can dye it with both acid, well, but actually with not both, but with acid dyes, botanical dyes, and fiber reactive dyes. It's this weird. It's a protein fiber, but you can do fiber reactive dyes on it. They're not perhaps as vivid as acid dyes would be, but acid dyes is what I have. Nah, sorry. Fiber reactive dyes is what I have. I suspect there will be 2 of these. I think that's a 4-ounce ball. So if you're older, did you have remix tapes? I was actually a DJ in college, and so we had access to extra turntables, and I used to get these, I was very much into sort of new wave and some punk, and so I used to get these British EPs and LPs, which were sort of like put out by the record companies that were sort of like, you know, the top songs from the various groups. I have to get them from a specialty record store in Northampton. But we used to use those to make some mixtapes. I remember I got this favorite one that had Bow Wow Wow on it. And what else was on it? Oh, can I remember? Violent Femmes and what else? Yeah, and then stuff like UB40, Tears for Fears, all of which I think I've seen in concert. I went to a lot of concerts in the 80s. Maybe one more. That's a fun one. Yeah, I've been making those Godzilla bats that I posted about. That's for Emily. I think she posted in the group. She's making her granddaughter's pigloom rugs for Christmas. And she made a purple heart for her youngest granddaughter, and her oldest one is obsessed with Godzilla. So I made the G-Zilla bats. Trying to be careful with the naming because that studio that makes Godzilla is like Disney in terms of cease and desist letters. So trying not to infringe on anybody's copyright. Need a little more over here. I did use all that black. This will be the last layer. It's going to be a little thicker in my application of things. this last layer, definitely want to be sure that I put the bamboo down before I put the bio-nylon, because the bamboo is very loose, and so sometimes, like, if you bump the bat, it can fall off on the outer layer. The bio-nylon has more grab to it, and so it essentially will lock the bamboo down on the surface. A little more on. So when I tease it apart, I don't have like this void that's like just the bright blue. There's other things of interest in it. A little bit. I'm definitely going to make a second one of these. Got a little bit of transfer. Okay, let's get the scale out. Take the bat off. So we're going to break the bat with the doffer stick. If you want to guess how much this weighs, go right ahead. Person who gets closest wins trophy emojis. So this is a Romney from Woolly Knob Fiber Mill in Indiana. I usually stock up on some of his fiber when I go to Hoosier Hills. I meant to get more. I was at a show with him in Bloomington in October, but my budget wasn't quite ready for getting more from him. So I've got like maybe six balls left from him. I will say, often though with the Romney, I don't get really big bats because the Romney has so much air in it that where with the merino top I could get like 3.5 ounces on here, I can get like 2.2 or something with the Romney. That was the thing with the Godzilla bats that I just did. It was also with that 2 colors of that Romney, and it was like I can't get any more on it. It was all transferring over to the Liquor Inn, and it was like 2.25 ounces. This one's not quite as fuzzy as that one was. But okay. And I'm not worried about like leaving a little bit here because I'm going to make another one of these bats. So. Okay, here we go. Oh, yeah. With some gold bangly earrings. Oh, yeah. That's definitely got an 80s vibe to it. Okay, let's give it a weigh. If you want a last chance to make your guess on the weight. Tear that out. Roll this up. So folded the ends under. Just roll it out. Plop it in here. Let's see how much this is. Hey, guess what? Oh, I am completely. Oh, I'm not out of tags. There we go. I thought I was out of these. It is 2.2 ounces. I told you, it's the Romney. Okay, so this one's called 80s Mixtape. Okay, and then I will put down the various ingredients. So, yeah. I will take some photos of this later today and post them up in the group so you can see what it looks like. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you around on social media.